we are actually here hanging out with my friend Tobin Nieto. He was actually on Forged in Fire, if you guys know that that show. For those of you who do not know who Tobin Nieto is, he was actually the season 2 episode 8 winner with this amazing cutlass sword that he made for the show for those guys. And I am actually here at his forge, and we are going to be making a Viking Seax. So stay tuned. Nothing like having a jam session while grilling some beer broths. So we just got that cut out on the angle grinder. So we are about to take this piece of 1084
and bend it to our will.
Yes, pretty much. He's going to stick this in his forge.
Ever so gently.
Right?
Because that's important. Boys and girls. I'll look at historical recreations, and then from there, I'll work the process out through my head. And then I'll forge it out. I don't really like doing a recurve. I like where that point is. Yeah, so I'm going to start my belt and then do kind of like a leather wrap over it.
Now, this is something we are considering for the Viking Seax. This is a elk leg bone.
Yes.
And we're thinking about using this as the handle material, as you know, it's one of the contestants on The Price is Right for the Seax. But I think this will be nice due to the fact that it is time period correct. Now, what you guys saw earlier on that other jig that he had was he is drawing out the tank because we were actually decided to go with an antler handle, like bone from elk horn, due to the fact that horn, because it is going to be time period relevant, it is going to be more accurate and more legit. So basically the concept and design that we're going for is going to be just like this, but the one I'm getting is more like a war blade, so it's going to be a little bit longer. This is about a 7 to 8 inch blade. The one that we're going to be doing is about 10, possibly 10 and a half.
It's going to go through your ribs.
Yes, going to go through your ribs.
I kind of drop that tip just a little bit, nice and straight.
The thing is going to be an absolute beauty.
Just going to bit more. This part's going to be a little bit slower. Just kind of going piece by piece now. Working out my belt. And taking it easy.
Woo, that thing is white hot.
basically now what I'm doing is I'm gonna go ahead and refine my bevel. Just kind of stretch it out a little bit more, clean up and thin it out some. Lighter blows, lighter hits, mostly because I don't want to spend too much time on the grinder. I want to grind as little as possible. You'll notice along the edge there's still certain little valleys that are there, and that tells me that I still have enough steel up in the blade that I can kind of stretch that down just with the hammer, so that way I get a nice uniform edge on there. That way, minimal grinding, minimal fixing. What we're doing now is I'm fixing up my tang, stretching it out, making my final shape here, so that way when I go to fit this into the antler, once again, not as much drilling or hammering that I have to do, but I still want to make the tang beefy enough where that it can act as a counterbalance to the rest of the blade, and is also nice and supportive inside the antler. I'm just gonna hit it with a stone, just kind of get a lot of the big grit out of there. Kind of see what I have underneath here. Checking the blade for straightness, making sure that as it's cooling it doesn't bend or twist or warp. Just put it through its first normalizing cycle. I'm going to do this 3 more times. Just going to let it air cool, room temp, do that 3 times, and then the 4th time we'll go into the quench. At the minimum. Kind of a couple more in and out, make sure I get a nice color all the way to the tip. Nice, good orange color.
Yeah, I like how the uniformity of how the edge is cooling down a lot faster.
See, and you'll see in a second, you're going to see kind of some shadows move across the, there it is. It's called declinescence. That's actual molecular transformation of the blade grain structure. So it's changing, blades refining, the grain structure inside is refining. That way when we go to quench, we'll get it as hard as we can. Nice, clean, orange, going down to a little cherry red. Edge is cooling faster, which is what we want. Exactly what we want. So this is going to be the actual quench. We're going to heat it up to temp, to critical temperature, and then straight from the forge into the oil.
Nice and straight. I like that. Now we're gonna check the edge. Ooh, yeah, it just slides right off of there.
You can hear the difference in spine and the edge.
Yeah, that edge is nice and hard. So now it's been quenched. Now it's being tempered here in the oven at 425 degrees for an hour. 3 times, so it'll be triple tempered. It'll be good to go. All right, so it's day 4. We are in a different spot. We are actually at Helm Forge with my friend James. This is James Helm. This is his world headquarters for his knife shop. This is amazing playground, and these are some of his knives. But now we're gonna get to work.
Yo soy el Derrida.
We have it heat treated and tempered, and this is a very standard test that Tobin does with every blade. And he drops on the ground.
No problem.
No issues at all. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's better.
So if you guys want to explain why you guys decided to make the resin black.
I wanted to make it look like pine pitch resin. I wanted to kind of give the appearance that it's ancient or that it's older or made from 100% natural materials, but I like using the epoxy just because it gives a waterproof seal, it gives a stronger hold on the blade inside. It also holds it in place while I drill this for a mechanical lock. Yeah. Woohoo!